Damo, how are you, mate?
Good, thank you.
Fantastic. We had a good YCS. What did you run?
I ran Lair of Darkness. I guess I better put this upside down.
Lair of Darkness. I love that.
Lair of Darkness. Okay, so I'm going to do spells first to make it different.
I love that.
But it's not your standard lair at all. It's a going second board breaking, attempt to board break lair.
That's really cool.
So first is 3 layers. Biggest advantages there is everything's dark, so I can super poly and break their boards.
Yeah, that's very true.
The other thing is I can tribute for cost for my advantage with a bunch. The other great advantage is it's good bait. You can play it first and they waste negates and then you can go on and do other stuff. So second one, Recurring Nightmare. So this is purely to build card advantage. So
what does Recurring Nightmare do? Because to be honest, before you running this deck, I actually had no idea what Recurring Nightmare does.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's like 2 dark monsters with 0 defense in your graveyard and add it to your hand. No cost, just adds them to your hand.
And I'm sure we're going to see those monsters later. Which ones you're running, because it's cool.
So put things in the graveyard.
Yeah.
3 trade-ins.
Very nice.
Very good for most of the cards in this deck are level 8. Help me get level 8s and put more stuff in the graveyard is 2 Melody of the Awakening Dragons. That lets me search my big dragons.
Very nice.
Then this little crafty fellow is the one card that I actually search stuff for. Everything else is just, will I draw it? So that's Danger Response
Danger
Team.
Response Team.
So if I actually do draw it, it's a good, I can pop stuff off the field, but most of the time it's to activate danger effect stuff.
So what does it actually do? Because so many people run Dangers, nobody runs a Dangerous Response Team.
Yeah, so if it's in my graveyard, I can trigger a danger from my hand without the randomness of it. So I can discard 1 danger, then draw cool. 1 card. The great part as well is it's searchable off Ogopogo, which is another level 8. So it just stacks your deck with level 8.
Yeah, that's sick.
Monster Reborn, because the normal summon is really precious in this deck, and it lets you run both paths. And then finally, these are the board breakers. So 3 Super Poly. Yeah,
nice.
And 2 Twins. Those 5 cards are the 5 cards I side out depending on what I'm versing. But that's a good generic go first one. So monsters, starting with the dragons. So 1 Chaos Dragon Levianeer.
Alright.
It's just silly.
Talk me through it.
So first of all, 0 defense, dark.
That's exactly what I want to hear. Rude.
Great.
Rude for Recurring Nightmare.
Level 8, trade in.
Yeah.
It's greater, it's melody target.
Yeah.
It's just glue that summons itself, which is great for getting more level 8s for rank 8s. But then also hand loops, blows up 2 cards on the board, or Monster Reborns.
It's a silly card.
Perfect, perfect combo piece. It just
it's really good.
Works in any situation. 3 Darkest Diabolos. 3 because I'd rather just have it there. I don't want to search for it. I can search for it, but I'd rather just discard it, and then it summons itself back out when I tribute someone.
Which happens a lot. And it's insane because paired with Levianeer, that's 2 cards from your opponent's hand, possibly in 1 turn. So they're playing with the 3 cards, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, so if I'm forced to go first, I can hand loop 2 cards and then build up some other stuff off them as well, rank 8s. So then Arima, this guy is just super useful in every way. So he unfortunately is a normal summon, but he searches your lair, stacks your graveyard with 0 defense guys for Recurring Nightmare, which gives you great card advantage for the dangers. It can tribute your opponent's monster if you've got lair. If you don't, you can tribute your own, search dangers, search Darkest Diabolos and summon him. So running dangers, we want card advantage. So the best case, and this just fits in both sort of engines. So 3 Thunder Dragons. Wow.
The only,
you don't see that often.
Yeah, the only Thunder Dragons I run. It's a small package, but it just synergizes so much.
So what's the thought behind
that? So you get card advantage, first of all. So if all it does is stacks your cards, your hand with more discards.
That's really good, yeah. So your dangers aren't necessarily the ones that get hit, but them, and you're drawing more.
Yeah.
So that's sick. Do you get Colossus that much?
Very often.
Yeah, it's freaking good.
So the other half is that Colossus is a tribute. It gets me Darkest Diabolos and more tokens.
Yeah, wow.
So often I'll be filling up the board with dangers that don't really do anything, and then I'll tribute one off for a Thunder Dragon, and then Darkest Diabolos is out, and then now I've got a Colossus, a Diabolos, and more stuff.
Yeah, wow. Very cool.
And then the last bit is just dangers. So dangers just break boards just by themselves before you even do the things you need and help you get to your combo pieces. So Bigfoot just
very nice.
Blow stuff up, and also just lets you attack over things that will respond with card effects.
That's very true. Really
good for breaking boards. This one is the one I found most useful, and I was going to run 2 of, but it came in clutch every single game. Thunderbird, especially discarding that off Twin Twisters.
Yeah.
You just break backboards.
There's surprisingly a lot of back row heavy decks today.
Yeah. So the deck was built for breaking boards, and I didn't verse many boards, but
a lot of back row boards,
yeah. Ogo Pogo, so another level 8, more drawing, sends danger response team to the graveyard. Just another combo piece. And if I need, I can send a 0 defense danger as well to get Recurring Nightmare to put it back in my hand. So more card advantage. Danger Nessie. This guy is probably the other one I'll often search off Arima. Just because it's another one that just card advantage is the best danger by a long shot. Tsuchinoko, 0 defense again. He's a good one to keep around in your hand because if you discard him, which inevitably he will if he's your last danger, he ends up on the field, and then you can tribute him with the Rima and then get your big Darkest Diabolos.
Yeah, wow.
And then Danger Jackalope, borrowed this one. He was a Mothman, but he is to get more rank 8s.
Yeah, he's sick.
So, extra deck. So we got Link Spider. Now that's for the slow game.
We'll move these out of the way.
Oh yeah.
That's alright. Yeah, Link Spider, nice.
So
yeah, talk to that through. What the heck's Link Spider doing?
So he's useful for B-Cop.
Oh, okay.
So B-Cop, I just need any 2 cards on the field. All my guys are dark, or most of them are dark, but with Lair, they're all dark. So then I can, if I've got Lair around, I can tribute my opponent's monster for cost.
Very nice.
Or I can tribute him to get a Darkest Diabolos out, or just sometimes I just want to protect something on the board. It helps me finish my big boards. I can protect the next Xyz guy at the end as well.
Because Link Spiders for the tokens, are they?
Yeah.
Link Spiders for the token. Because you get a lot of tokens with Lair of Darkness.
So, yeah, because we have a lot of tokens, he can only activate his effect if it's 2 different darks. So if I have 2 tokens, I go into Link Spider and then into
that makes sense. Cool.
Beat Cop. I got 2 of those.
Yeah, very nice.
So then I got Super Poly Targets, which is pretty much most of my extra deck. So Dragostapelia, good for breaking pendulums and also super polying their Super Poly. Starving Venom, just that's probably the most used one. Mud Dragon is like the second Starving Venom, or just for the off case.
Yeah, Mud Dragon's good. It's very underrated. I very much like Mud Dragon.
Salamangreats and the odd other Cyburst one, Rincess. Triffy Overotum, if you pull him off, that's pretty good.
What does this guy do?
So this guy is the same as Starving Venom, but for 3 darks.
Oh, wow.
The other huge advantage is you can tribute your own tokens as well. Starving Venom doesn't let you do your own tokens.
Yeah.
And then if it's a extra deck heavy deck, it also negates 1 extra deck summon.
Oh, wow.
So you play it, then
that's sick,
pretty happy sitting on them because they get locked out from doing their plays. And then the last one was the Thunder Dragon Colossus for the Thunder Dragons. Then the Xyz, I didn't use many of these, but they do come in handy sometimes. So Hope Harbinger, obvious. This one, the Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, I use him the most.
Let us look at that. That's a nice card.
Because often I don't know what I'm protecting against, and he can either negate your opponent or protect one of your own guys from card effects in general, and then on your own turn, you can do the same thing.
Yeah, wow.
And then we got a small Galaxy Eyes package. So Tachyon, because I want to go for OTKs, and Cypher stops that. So I went Tachyon just to get the 2 pops of full armor, Photon Dragon, and Cypher Blade. Yeah, so if you get, the idea is to get sort of 3,000 attack beaters, and these guys will blow up the backboard. So Tachyon's good in its own right, because he can negate everything on the field in the battle phase. But if you want the 2 pops, especially back row, you can overlay full armor Photon Dragon to pop a face down, and then go straight again and overlay
straight into
Cypher Blade to pop anything.
That's sick.
Really good for clearing the board, just to hit and win.
And you have so many level 8s, so that's easy.
Yeah, level 8's are easy.
Yeah, that's sick.
And especially when Master Rule 5 whatever comes about.
We can't wait.
This deck will be very different, because it also blocks on Colossus being in the extra monster zone, blocks rank 8s.
Yeah.
And then the last one is for going first, for the Xenophond.
Yeah.
And that was handy against Orcust, but I still lost.
I think we all did. Nah, that's sick.
The side deck, it's pretty good going second, especially against boards. So I built the side deck mostly for when I have to go first. And that's mostly against back row, especially trap decks. So going first, obvious target is Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Most of the deck is targets.
So good.
The other thing is I've got 3 Diaboluses that will probably be dumped if I need to activate it on my own, which is usually against a back row deck. Instead of tributing my opponents, I summon Diabolus as well.
Yeah.
So that's very good. There's a good lock where you can use Goes and Match with Lair of Darkness to stop stuff.
Yeah.
But I went with Summon Limit instead for the Go First Floodgate. It's just more flexible, less potent, but more flexible. Anti-Spell Fragrance to slow down Striker and against Pendulum. Then these last ones, so extra Twin Twister is very handy. The slow grind games, Ballista Squad is just really handy.
So what does Ballista Squad do?
So tribute 1 monster, then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. So it's really handy because 1 is a tribute 1 monster, so I can tribute my opponent's monster as a cost, which stops them from activating their effects as well.
Oh wow.
And then I pop something as well.
So 2 card pop.
2 card pop. Hectic. With, like, it's a huge disruption on their turn. None of the other stuff in this deck, this Lair version, does that. Then the last 3, and these came in super handy for breaking boards, is if Twin Twister isn't going to be as effective, especially if it's going to be like a big board, Kaijus.
Oh wow, yeah.
Especially this guy's searchable off a Reamer as well. So it's nice to have one of these and then the others. And I actually did draw both off a big board and did the Kaiju versus Kaiju thing.
Oh, that's sick.
Won me the game. That's it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Damo. That was sick. Very nice Lair deck. Cheers.